Hello, Rebel GMan Division 5A. I'm the music because I'm an idiot. That's good. How the hell are you doing? Sorry, we're a little bit late. Well, we're not late, but sorry we missed last week. School half term made it basically impossible for me to take any part in recording anything. It was all hands on deck. That being said, it hasn't stopped you guys from playing some matches, and we're going to talk about them. I am joined, as always, by Mr. McNugget.
Hello, 5A. Hello, Metal. Let's
hello,
get
mate.
into this.
How's it going? How is the Big O treating you, my friend?
The Big O's treat me quite well until I realised I get to play Jamus's 1600 Nurgle that are just my Nurgle but better this week. So ask me next week how the Big O's treating me and I'll let you know.
Alright, we've got a lot to go over, so we're going to get started.
We do.
We're starting from week 8 because we've got to do a double really quickly. And there was a lot of draws in week 8. Grinch drew 0-0 with Orcanudos. Toro Loco drew 1-1 with the Cane Toads. Which I think it was an interesting result. And I kind of watched some of this game. And I have to feel like Big Easy could have... Had he made better decisions, no offense Big Easy, but there was a couple of... I think it would be worth reviewing the end of the first half. Because if he'd have changed the ordering of his player movement and attack, he could have scored in his opponent's drive, which would have set him on the path to a 2-1 victory. And I think, you know, I'm not going to, like, belabor the point and go over it in detail, but I think if you get the time, Big Easy, go back and watch that replay, and you had a really good chance of turning the drive over. But then when you didn't, you also had a really good opportunity to surf the Minotaur, and you didn't do that either, and now I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, but he didn't surf the Minotaur because he wanted it to be fresh for when you play Toro Loco.
Oh, it's more than fresh. We're going to get to that in a minute.
Despite that draw there, we had Night Juggler, Gerber taking a 2-0 win over the Dwarven Death Blowers.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Learning with Learny taking a big 3-0, although it was over the Goblins. So, but you know, I don't want to discredit that. It's still a 3-0. That's a good result. You know, that's solid for Harvey. The kind of result he needs at this point in the season. The result that I needed was this 2-2 draw between
Loss and Wolfbark, yes.
Yeah, but Wolfbark still didn't kill the one-turner.
That's okay. We need the one-turner to live. And then the Candyman faction pulling off a big 3-1 win over Hippocratic BBC.
Yeah, that was a
big win.
He's just getting beaten up, this poor Pro-Elf team, isn't he? And then it was a 1-1 draw between me and the Coach Cool, which actually came down to me failing a 3+ dodge, which allowed him to score. And then me pulling off a ridiculously stupid 5+, 4+, 3+, 2+2+2+ to score. And it was roundly labelled BS.
BS, yes.
But my argument was I only needed to do that because I failed a 3+ with a reroll to sack the ball. So,
whatever
swings and roundabouts, right?
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Mate.
I'm gonna put this to you a different way, right? My dodge player was 25% with a reroll, 25% to work. The sack on the ball was less than 25% to fail. It was about 14% to fail. So technically, the luck averaged out in the end, and that's what I'm sticking to.
When you're using the big T word, you know you're in trouble.
McNugget, we all know technically correct is the best kind of correct. Now,
exactly.
This week there was a huge result. We're going to get to that right at the end. The big old 8 TD match. What a game. That is the kind of thing that makes me
that wasn't the big result of the week that I'm thinking of, but we'll get to that one as well.
Well, Night Juggler is back drawing with Orcanudos. A lot of draws coming out of
Muppetilla the Draw Master, yeah.
It was suggested that maybe my season was going off track towards the middle, but frankly, Muppetilla pulling in a lot of draws as well. It just goes to show the caliber of the coaches at the top end of this div, I think.
Or that you're all just a bunch of bottlers.
Cane Toads with a big old 2-0 over the poor old goblins again.
The poor old goblins, pure goblins.
You know what? I love Jijishi though. He's got such a good attitude for playing both Stunties and just goblins in general. I think he's okay with it. He's just a really nice guy. So I've got to give him credit where it's due. Wolfbark's Mischief taking a massive 2-1 over the Grinch, which I personally thank him for, because that certainly helps me near the top of the table.
Well, this was the kind of battle of the newbies. Coach Cool, no, is it Grinch? Is that Disco?
Disco Dave and Wolfbark.
Disco Dave and Wolfbark both being ramp-ups coming in. So both hunting not only for a position in the division, but also for the ramp-up ticket for playoffs.
Correct. I think Grinch is still in a
win.
really good spot for that. But then I looked over and I think it's 5F. And there's a ramp-up coach that's absolutely stomping everyone, and it's like...
To the point where I think the ramp-up coach is going to get their division's ticket, thus freeing up the next spot.
So technically there's still a hope. There's still a hope. What I'm planning on doing for next week, because we've got a double episode this week, which makes it difficult for us to get into too much detail, what I'm going to do for Wolfbark and Disco Dave is I'm going to review the ramp-up standings across Rebel before the recap next week, and we're going to figure out exactly what they need to do to be in with a chance to see the Challenger Cup ticket out of ramp up, because I think that could be interesting. Toro Loco taking a 2-1 over the Candyman faction, keeping JJ Cash in the running, I believe. Now, obviously, you want to talk about this one, so go and tell everybody how the Dwarves beat me.
I'm just going to say that I've been tipping these Dwarves so much on the hope that they would get the big win, and it finally paid off. And Sam Unwin just showing how poor a coach Metal is by destroying him. I mean, he was slapping you back and forward and back and forward. Honestly, if you want to just see a coach in control of a lesser man, watch Sam demolish Metal on a VOD.
Yeah, seriously, watch it, and then answers on a postcard. What anyone could do in the face of the dice that were being rolled that day would be wonderful. Because I'm just sat there going, maybe I could have positioned one square to the left before I got removed in one shot. Learning with Learny taking a 3-0. Coach Cool getting back into winning ways, which I like to see. Really good guy, Coach Cool. Really good guy. Yes. I really enjoyed playing him. You know what? Harvey's a really decent chap to chat to as well, so I'm not like throwing any shade the other way. But it's I kind of knew Harvey anyway because I'd played him in Greenhorn. I didn't know Coach Cool before we started the division, and I did really enjoy chatting to him after our game. So it's always nice to see people winning, and people winning in style. I mean, Lozera dropping a 5-3 on Hippocratic BBC. Marcelo tried, but you can't compete with Rat with a one-turner, can you? In a shootout with your Pro Elves, and they just go, I've got to roll 2 pluses. Well,
I mean, the Rats also had a team.
Yeah, that is also true. And you know what? We're going to see exactly what they did to poor Marcelo in a moment as well. But we're going to go over the leaderboard. I am still top. And interestingly, although I've played this week's game, full disclosure, I've played this week's game, I can't not be top.
Well, I'm not sure how it goes, but if Muppet wins...
No, Muppet's not going to win.
Does he not go top?
No, Muppet's not going to win.
He's not going to win, is that what you're saying?
No, it'd be TD diff, and I've got a better TD diff.
Is that how Cyanide do it?
I think Cyanide do it off of...
stupid TV...
Okay, I think they actually do it off the back of TV, but I've got a bigger TV than him as well.
Well,
unless he finds 130 TV in one game, which is very unlikely.
You never know. It's Muppetillo.
But the importance is I am currently Marcelo's currently last. Sorry, mate.
The important thing is that Muppetillo, Gerber, Disco Dave, and realistically Wolfbark are all looking that if they get wins this week, they're right in the hunt.
Well, apparently Wolfbark has done the math, and it has Gerber winning the division.
Wolfbark, I love you, mate, but everybody in Rebel will tell you you're wrong.
I don't know what psychedelics Wolfbark was huffing while he did the math.
Gerber pay you to say that?
No, honestly, we were just chattering away, and I personally, right, I'm gonna make a call now. I genuinely think Lozera is gonna win this division, right? And I know, obviously, if you look at the schedule, I beat him this week. The swing of the dice that I had against Lozera was everything that I didn't roll against Sam Unwin, I rolled against Lozera. I mean, Lieutenant Touchdown dropped a 7 casualty game. You know what I mean? Like, when you're Rats and you've got a guy removing a player with every second block, like, you can't do anything. And that was the position he was in. So I beat him, but I think in my last 2 games, without throw shade, the better coach, it wasn't about coaching skill who won the game either of the time, because I think Loz played better than me, but lost because I had better dice. And I'm gonna say that I think my prediction now, and I'd love to hear what you have to say as obviously a bit more impartial, but I think Loz was going to win the div. And I'm saying that fully because I really want to replay curse him.
I know what your running is, because you've got Toro Loco and Muppetillo.
This is my thing. It's easy to say, well, you're top of the leaderboard and you've had a great season, you've got a great team. But I've got to play Muppetillo and then JJ Cash back to back.
Although, in saying that, you are in the top at the moment, and having been in the chaser position last season for a while, for a long period, they can't just go for wins, whereas you can afford to take draws. Because
I can't afford to draw against JJ Cash and Muppetillo.
Not against JJ Cash, but you could possibly, if you get a win in one of them, depending on the other results, you can take the draw.
I've got to play Muppetillo first. So I don't have that safety net. I have to play to win.
Just beat Muppetillo. Just send him pictures of goblins and Barcelona losing to Liverpool, and the man's on tilt. I mean,
well, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be Barcelona versus Liverpool round 2, and hopefully it's going to be round 2.
The second leg, not the first leg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need it to be the second leg.
If needed, I'll go on his stream like it. Muppetillo, totally off topic. Muppetillo was streaming one of his Spanish league games with, I think, like Carlos Ibs and a couple of other coaches were there, and I basically went in there with, my professional level. Almost.
You were just like yelling taco and fajita.
I may have brought out some of my fully fluent Spanish phrases during the game, and it just led to Muppetillo timing me out for 5 hours and not realizing how to untime me out, and his co-caster just laughing his head off for the whole time. So I'm willing to do that for you, Metal, for a price. But going back to Wolfbart's point, I've got more of a chance winning Division 5A than Gerber does, and I'm no longer in it.
Well, my response to Gerber is going to win 5A was, lads, my dudes, we need this to not happen. We need this to not happen, my dudes. That is my message to 5A. Don't let this happen.
No, it won't. It won't happen. But yes, definitely down to Wolfbark, I'd say, if they can pull off wins, they are right up there back in the hunt.
Worthy of note, if Big Easy has an end of season stormer, he's still in the running.
Yes, but I'd say he needs results to go his way as well in that. I think.
He would need to. Big Easy, like I said, right? Genuinely, review your last game. I think you played too passively, and I think you can't afford to do that unless you're intentionally decided you don't want to go to playoffs.
Never do that. Play to playoffs. You know what? I've never understood people that say, I don't want to play to playoffs, because we'll just punish you by putting you in a tougher division next season if we think you've done that. So you'll lose either way.
Let's check out in with the teams, because
indeed,
the Misfits. He's got a blodge loot.
He's got a blodge.
He's building his own flipping what do you call the star player one?
It's not Helmet, it's the other one. Yeah.
Oh my god, he really is. I love it. I kind of love it, but I also wish he had DP.
I really do.
I mean, he's super safe now. I mean, he's now definitively more of a danger to himself than anybody else is to him.
That is true. The other positionals picked up MVPs, so we are hoping the Fnatic finally kill something.
I mean, no, they've been on 5 out of 6 for a while.
But that's what I mean. The Fnatic's played 13 matches.
And
done 0 casualties.
Yeah, he's not the best Fnatic in the world, is he? He isn't.
I would almost sack the Fnatic and buy a new one. And just call it a better name.
This one is broken. Get a new one.
this one's swinging a pillow about the place.
Right. Let's check into Gerber, who has rolled his level ups.
Future div winner.
He's got another niggle on his Mighty Blow players are attracting niggles, I'm led to believe. Which is rough.
If it wasn't Gerber, I might have cared, but...
You know what? It's not a bad... I know he's super paranoid about Nice Juggler, because he's like, do I sack my niggled Mighty Blow. And I'm like, how can you afford to? You don't have any development if you sack these players.
What's so good though is it's just a repeat of knife jugglers from his orc team. It's like he hates the player already, but he needs it.
I know, it's exactly... It's the full Gerber Blood Bowl experience, is what you're trying to tell me.
It is.
But I don't understand. He's talking about, like, oh, he's got a niggle, I need to sack him. I'm like, you can't. Because you don't have enough development to...
You don't even have a bench.
I have to say, I love the term... I love the player named Wife Smuggler, by the by. That's great.
Yeah, wait till it gets niggled, though.
Yeah, like everyone else, no.
Yeah.
And he hasn't, because of his losses, he hasn't even been able to get the level 2 stadium yet, which is certainly problematic. This is a big old Dark Elf team we've got going on here. Big Easy. Maybe the passivity is leading to a team that is healthy. There are 10 of them. None of them are carrying injuries, which, honestly, in this division is kind of crazy, because this division is pretty brutal, as you just saw from Gerber's team.
They're very quick elves.
Ah, yeah. Very rapid. Frog of War is particularly scary, especially because he only needs one more TD, and he's probably going to get Agi, because I think that's how Big Easy's rolling.
Yeah. Definitely. Frog of War probably wins you games or draws you games on its own.
Certainly, if you can get a couple of pushes, it's game over.
It's two pushes, and you've got 2 Witch Elves. Yeah. You should be doing that without the Blitz.
Yeah,
depending on how your opponent
it'd super help if he'd gone guard on committed to violence, right? But he didn't.
Yeah, it's almost like we said that.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that. But no, it's a nice looking team. He's got a. I just think this. You just play a little more aggressively, Big Easy. You got this, man. You got this.
You could do it, Biggie.
I still believe he could be a threat. JJ Cash has not
getting ignored. Bad JJ.
You know what? I'm not going to talk about much. But just jump.
He's done it wrong. He's done it wrong.
Have you seen... I want to talk... you know what? Normally I'd ignore this because he's got Stooby-Dooby-Doo waiting for a level up. But look at this Minotaur. He didn't take block, he took plus strength.
It should have had block.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, JJ. It should have had block. 2 dice with block is better than 3 dice without block. And
I think he just really is memeing, to be honest.
No, do you know what? If you kill Metal's team with that Mino, I don't care, JJ. All will be forgiven.
Oh, well, someone already did that. My team's a bit dingy. Right, and it was this dude who did it. I didn't know this. We haven't picked this up at any point during the recap. But do you know Sam Unwin has an enhanced stadium, and it's not a bribe? Your man's running a wizard stadium.
Did we not pick that up 2 weeks ago?
No. I picked it up when I got a wizard against him.
Yeah, and wondered why.
I was like,
he's still got the armor 7.
It's okay. It's basically invulnerable.
It's double armor busted sneaky get.
Yeah, and it's basically invulnerable. Trust me, I tried.
I mean, I'm so glad he got the win against you. Just Sam, that's it.
The death roller, by the way, when it leveled up and got to 21 SPP just off murdering my players. It was throwing fire non-stop. Now, Harvey, his team is still just struggling a little bit. It's getting there.
But have you seen double Agis?
Yeah, but you know what else it's got? A double niggled gutter runner that really needs sacking. No, we talked about this in the past, right? The first niggle, it was blodge 2 heads. You probably needed to keep it. The second niggle, I mean, you don't even have any cash, and it's probably still worth firing. Because you've got 2 Agi 5s. And technically the Agi 5 is Agi 6 for dodges because it's Agi 5 2 heads, which is great.
I mean, if it rolls plus movement next, it's insane. Mm-hmm. Even without plus movement, getting 2 pushes isn't difficult.
I think his problem is having players alive to get 2 pushes. This is... I feel like...
this is what happens when you don't have your storm vermin to protect
Harvey's team is like the voodoo doll of Lozra's team.
Yes. Lozra's
team is the voodoo doll of Harvey's team. So every hit that Lozra's team takes, it gets inflicted on Harvey. That's how it feels like.
Is it like one of these twin things? Like people are smacking Lozra about and Harvey's taking the pain.
It feels like that's the case. Because, I mean, I actually managed to Kaz Edward 15 FPS Kenway on like turn 15. after chasing him around the pitch with my killer for half the drive. And I was like, I knew I'd removed the hell out of him. I was like, I am sorry, I have to target your killer. Because, you know, I was like, I think he got quite lucky in that I think the only perm I put on him, considering how many casualties were inflicted, I only put minus MA on a single lineman who's been fired. Because I think he was double minus MA at that point, and it's like, it's not worth keeping. There's 2 MNGs that I put on him as well. But nothing permanent other than that minus MA, which was on the line right anyway, so no one cares. So I was kind of happy because I need Lozra healthy enough to be a threat to other teams. And I won. So I didn't want to. I don't want to kill people's nice toys.
Apart from his 15 SPP Kenway, who you've frequently said 5A kill this rat, kill this rat.
I wanted him dead. No, I wanted him dead before I played him. I played him. I don't care. I might actually rescind the bounty.
do you understand why now? Having played Lost for week 1, I didn't care about his 1 ton of dying.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah. See, I went for an interesting inducement strategy. I took a wizard and Mighty Zug, right?
Did you actually just bolt the 1 turner out of spite?
No, I didn't. I saved the wizard for. I had to use the wizard really defensively, but that's not the point. I went for a really off the wall strategy, which was induce Mighty Zug and run around after the Claw Mighty Blow Storm Vermin and just base it with Mighty Zug all get him, because it's like, I don't care. If you've got Claw Mighty Blow, you can't hit a Strength 5 player. And I just completely neutered first mate by just following him around with Mighty Zug.
Here you go, folks. Just chase people with Mighty Zug.
But I have to say, this team, really good. Like, really dangerous. Blackbeard himself sacked the ball at least twice on 1 dice powers. Through blodgers, and that was a little bit infuriating. Lozra's a real danger. I think he's going to win the div, and I think if he does, I think he could make a dent in playoffs with this team because it's a really solid team.
If the 1 turner survives, he's always got a chance with it.
But the thing is, he's got a good chance without it. That's the thing is the 1 turner is like the icing on a really nice cake. I've got nothing but good things to say about the man. I think he's.
Oh yeah.
I know. Having spoken to like you and Gerber, who played him at different points in the season, I know he started off a bit shaky when he was playing you and made some decisions that you didn't necessarily agree with. I genuinely think I've seen him develop as a coach a lot this season, and I think even if he doesn't make playoffs, he's going to be really dangerous next season.
Oh yeah. I think when we played week 1 of that, I think I've seen when we were chatting that you've seen that he came from CCL and stuff, and I think he maybe had a bit of that CCL over aggressive play style, as in like, if my team gets wiped, it's okay, we can restart sort of thing, and when really base heavy on me all the game. And you know what I mean? We were probably both of us deserved to draw in that game, but I've noticed his play style as well. He's changed it to more, I can stand off and then go for the basing because I don't have to play it like CCL.
Yeah, choose when I attack and stuff. Right. Have you seen what's happened to poor Marcelo? Remember that great plus Agi Blitzer?
Yeah.
Can you see what that injury is? In true tradition of Marcelo's team, he gets a stat on a Blitzer, then the Blitzer takes a stat bust in that stat.
On good news, Vaslav
Tcharini
has got Mighty Blow. So let's just focus on that.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to 1 in 9 and kill himself.
Yeah. He's going to have.
But Franz is good as well. Plus, Agi Throw is really nice. But unfortunately, his other Blitzer died as well. So actually, life is kind of painful. Katie Borjesus is Katia Borjesus is a great sack. I mean, the players he does have are pretty good. The problem is he doesn't have any blitzers. Yeah, and his blitzers just die. Yes. It's been a rough one, but I think I've been chatting to because I played Pro Elves in Clan. I joined the Pro Elf Discord.
At this point, you inverted commas. Metal plays Pro Elves in Clan.
Yeah, I won my last game. I'm 3-2 for the season, so yeah, I play Pro Elves in Clan, and I'm doing quite well. So sod off. But I have seen Marcelo active there, and he's already he's not given up, and I love that about him.
That's brilliant to hear. Yeah,
he does not. He won't. He just doesn't lie down. He is in it to win it, in the long term. The team might be falling apart around his ears and letting him down, but he's not giving up on them. And he's talking about, like, well, there's this player on the market that I'd really love to buy, and I heard that this player's coming available this season. And, he's really talking about, like, coping strategies and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, the way the market currently works is that because he's 14th in the div, if he saves up some cash, he gets what he wants. Because I don't think anyone else has had a worse season than poor Marcelo. But I feel a little bit guilty because we all did it to him.
Well, I didn't, so I don't have to feel guilty. You should all feel shame, though.
Coach Cool, look how good this. By the by, right? When we were like going, that Mighty Blow lineman, it's a bad idea because you can't get piling on. Yeah, you just roll doubles.
Yeah, and it's still not guard that was taken.
No, I like it. Once you've gone Mighty Blow block, you kind of have to take the piling on. I think because you don't have it anywhere else.
No, and you now have your killer there. You can kind of put your blitzers as a bit more utility and such.
Which he's doing. He's already got a Blodge one.
Yep. Blodge one, picking up levels and that, and 4 SPP on Alfonso, which is always good to see.
But he is MG.
He is MG, but it's a team that's, it's surviving. I mean, for the early stages, Kislev can also always be a bit hit and miss or leap and fall.
Yeah. 2 great linemen as well, Michelle and Donato, are both fantastic. My big concern is Chilesi, if I've pronounced that correctly, is stealing a lot of SPP, and Gianluca is very underdeveloped. And that's a worry for me when it comes to catches, because I feel like you really need to even out development on your positionals with Kislev, and having one really good one and one terrible one is as good as having basically one.
Yeah, no, they'll definitely agree with that. But overall, it's been going well. I'd say, first season Kislev they are known to be a bit of a risky.
They're really challenging, if we're totally honest.
So the results that Coach Cool's been putting out, really impressed with, yeah.
And if he doesn't take any damage in his next game, he actually goes up to 13 players as well. So, it's a healthy team.
It's a healthy team, yeah. Now, some scrubber noob team here. Go on, you want to brag about your killer.
He's a bit good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
75.
Right. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much. He got 7 cars last game. And he also failed me on turn 16 because I went for a 3 dice. Didn't knock a liner down, re-rolled it, got the knockdown. I was a bit bold, I know. But I was like, come on, I can get this level. And he's got a stun. And I was like, boo. You could have leveled. You could have been a champion.
You could have been a contender.
All I'm going to say about him is he's actually the single most killy player. Well, not killy because he hasn't actually that many kills, but he's inflicted more casualties.
Top Kaiser.
In the entirety of GMan.
Nice.
In the entirety of GMan.
Very nice. It'll be a shame when he dies to Toro Locos Minotaur.
Well, I've picked up some Kaz. My team was fairly unhurt. Now it's kind of... I've got a -AV on a blocker, which really hurts. A niggle on a blocker, which also kind of hurts. And I've got a -agility, which, honestly, Gerber was more upset about than I am.
Yeah, the -agility on the frenzy piece I don't think is a big issue at all. He's not somebody that tends to go to be ball handling. He is he's realistically, his job now is maybe get one more level for sidestep or stand firm, and done.
So it's going to be dodge and then sidestep probably. Actually, just defensively dodge and then sidestep so you can actually hang out near the sidelines.
Yeah,
but he basically is a I've got him so you can't use the sideline threat, and he's too good at that to give up. But yeah, now, the injuries on the blockers hurt me.
On the blockers, are you thinking of replacing?
My thoughts are I'm playing Mupatillo next week.
Oh,
and
so you do
can't
nothing.
afford to give up guard.
Yeah. I do. I'd like to hear what's your thoughts been on the 4 guard blockers straight away. Remember, I was quite pushing you to take the guard and not the mighty blow.
Honestly, it would be wonderful if they didn't instantly die as soon as a dwarf looked at them. Right, that was the problem. Like, the actual amount of guard means that you can set up situations where you can just absolutely block opponents out of doing anything to you. Assuming they don't just, 1 dice you and instantly cas you. I got dodge on Private Pylon in my last game as well, which I was really happy about.
Love Rog.
Well, when he gets stand firm, if he gets 11 more SPP and gets stand firm, he's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm going, because I actually picked up another Mighty Blow on a Blitzer as well, so I don't feel like I need Mighty Blow on my blockers. I feel like I can afford to build them full utility, because I've got my killer, and then a backup as well.
Yeah.
So no, I'm pretty pleased with how the team went. Like I said, I lost 3 peasants to the dwarves, and because there was two niggled rookies and a dead rookie, and I also then took quite a bit of stat bust. I think it was out of 8 casualties, 6 of them were perms, and 1 of them was an MNG. So yeah,
that's a bit rough. But no, it's a good-looking team, and will be interesting to see what happens between you and Muppetullo.
Disco Dave hasn't rolled his levels, but the one thing I wanted to point out going into his next game, which I think is interesting, I'm not, without rolling any levels. Actually, he appears to have rolled his level now.
Yes.
Maybe he's just picked it up as we've started. Is the MNG troll is gonna hurt him, I think.
Or it'll show him how good orcs are without the troll, and he'll never use it again.
A key factor in the way Disco Dave has played these orcs is that he's used the troll as kind of like an equalizer to his lack of development. In that, I don't have as much development, but this troll is hard to deal with when I get him into the right place. And despite not having any development, and he's used that very, very effectively and very efficiently. So I'm kind of concerned that the lack of a troll might hurt him, although he may just induce Ripper.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. We'll be able to see who he's got next when we get to the schedule.
Mm-hmm. Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
He's finally replaced the troll, which is nice. He's got a niggled thrower still, but he's got block now on it, and he can't really afford to get rid of it. He's got claw mighty blow. Still has no tackle on that guy, but tackle mighty blow.
Tackle mighty blow on the other one.
His killing potential is coming into its own finally.
He is getting there, yes. He is down, of course, a Skaven lineman, which I think he's maybe unsure if he wants to be replacing the lineman or the thrower.
Bank. Yeah. No, you want to replace the lineman. You need all of the strength 3 you can get on this team. He should. I personally, it's scary zeroing your bank off by buying it. Well, it's not quite 0, is it? It's only like 50k. No. But you're almost wiping your bank out. But at the same time, you need strength 3 on this team so badly. You do. So I'd buy the lineman immediately if it was me. But I'm kind of glad I played him now, because it's starting to... there's 4 mighty blow now on this team, 1 of which is attached to claw, 1 is attached to tackle. 3 of them are on block players. You know what? This is going to be a team that's going to ruin someone's day.
Oh yeah, and to see really how much Underworld can ruin someone's day, if I believe correctly, Carlos Ibbs up in Div 2.
He's one of the best Underworld coaches I think we've got in Rebel, in terms of performance.
Yes, definitely. Well worth a watch.
And I've given him that credit. You know what? Muppetullo's team's looking better than ever as well. He's now got... This is why I can't recycle any of my guard.
Yes, because he's got 5.
5 as well. And he's got 3 of them on Strength 4 players. And he utterly wasn't punished by taking Mighty Blow first on his Black Orc, which I absolutely hate. That he wasn't punished for that. He's also got a Strength 4 Blitzer as well. So technically, your man has 5 Black Orcs.
I mean, at least Dauntless will be useful.
Dauntless is always good against orcs.
I mean, he does have the Blodge Guard tackle to fall back on as well.
I'm just hoping whoever he plays this week ends his dreams and kills like 3 of his players. But unfortunately,
we'll see who that is soon as well.
Big Easy. And whilst Big Easy has a couple of mighty blows, the real way that Big Easy ends his dreams is by winning. Listen to me, Big Easy. Win that game. He doesn't have tackle. Win.
I would say as well, though, no doubt if Muppetullo is streaming that game, you and me, being free this week, may have to pop into Muppetullo's stream and practice our Spanish.
You're just so mean.
I am. But it's Muppetullo, it doesn't count.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's good with it. Wolfbark's Mischief at the final team. He's got that block rat ogre on 15 out of 16, so that's really close to level. And the Blodge Guard is really close. Elf Meme really desperately needs 2 touchdowns because he's actually a great player that isn't that good until he actually finally gets like wrestle or something.
Yes.
It's a weird one. He's brilliant, but also until you actually get some actual normals on him. There's a point where you go, I actually just really want to roll normals.
Yes. So that he can get some utility skills and basics and that. But yes, Lucky as well getting the Mighty Blow tackle in there on early, and Chuckles, of course, also getting the other Mighty Blow. It is a team that is really starting to come together in the good positions. I mean, you look at the linemen, there's some minus moves. There's, you know what I mean? I'm just having a look at Xbox Coach, who is missing the game. Linemen, you don't really care about. You're getting all the SPP development on the positionals and where you actually want it to be. So, as I said, Wolfbark, you're going to find out next week. Metal's going to get the numbers to see just how you are just doing in the race for the.
If he gets there, this isn't a bad team to get there with. It's going in the right direction. I would like to see another gutter runner pick up at some point soon, because I personally don't like the 3 gutter build.
I can just see that he's just probably got to about 120 now, so it's whether he wants to zero out the bank as well.
I don't think it's worth.
I could understand going another game
because he doesn't have a bench.
Yeah,
and that gets a bit scary because you actually kind of want the loners a little bit more than you want a rookie gutter runner, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Now, looking into this week, we can see 2 people have already played.
Yep, and I'm going to go to the tipping comp to do this. So where have I hid my tipping comp? Oh, there it is. Right,
I remember Muppet saying, "Yep." Muppetillo asking last week to show the tipping comp, so
right, we're going to put our tips in first. So, Knuffles chose Misfits have played Toro Loco already, so we're not going to talk about that one. Wolfbark versus the Dwarven Death Bulls. Now, I'm going to give this to Wolfbark on the grounds that there's zero way Sam Unwin can roll those dice for a second week running. I feel like the ballers have absolutely rolled themselves out of.
I am backing Wolfbark in this as well, yes. As I said before and stuff, I've seen Wolfbark playing that, and I just think he's got the tools to get the win.
Speaking of tools to get the win, I want to give Learning with Learning some credit, but Candyman Faction's just getting all of that mighty blow in, and that's a scary, scary place to be with as rats. You know?
I've went a draw here.
Really? I'm gonna give it to Zeke.
I think it'll be tough. I think they'll remove the hell out of each other.
Yeah, it's going to be messy. And
I just think it's going to be a slogfest, and it's might going to end up a draw.
That's fair. I'm going to give it to Candyman, but I think it is very, very close. Now, this one, Gerber is very confident about this one, and I'll give you a laugh. Grinch.
After hearing that Gerber's going to win the division, I'm now changing from Gerber to Grinch on my tip as well.
But I think we might be giving Gerber too much energy by betting against him. I don't know.
No.
Right, now this one. Orcanudos versus Cane Toads. Probably the game of the week?
Yes.
I think it would have been... Technically, I think game of the week would have been me versus Under Sartosa, but we've played.
But you played early. As much as I give Muppetillo a lot of crap, he is an extremely good coach, and he is who I'm tipping to win this round.
I'm going to give it a draw, because I feel like Big Easy has such great tools that he can hold and come back, but I just...
Movement 9, the whole lot.
I think
just
Big
think
Easy
needs the win.
I'd really like to have backed Big Easy, but I think he's too passive, and I think that's that is his playstyle so far has generated a lot of draws, and I think that's going to continue. Now,
I think Muppetillo knows he needs the win, so I'm going to back him. The Altdorf Acrobata versus the 4 elves in a tree.
There's no tree. There's no tree.
I know, but it's just it's better than what they've got.
It's 4. No, technically it's 4 elves and a wizard.
4 elves and a wizard. Oh God, is that just like some weird Lord of the Rings spin-off?
I don't know.
Gandalf in his early days at Rivendell.
I'd love to back Marcelo because I love his attitude and I love his approach, and he doesn't say die, and he's going to get a wizard, and he's going to get a few other tools. He might even get what's his face, Eldril Sidewinder as well, which would be really good.
No, never take Eldril Sidewinder.
Eldril Sidewinder, speaking as a Pro Elf coach in Clan, if you can get Eldril and a wizard, you can just ruin people's days. You just sat there going, I'm about to end this man's entire career.
Yeah, until somebody looks at Eldril with a look of intent and he just sidelines himself for the whole game.
You give him a mean look and it wipes him out. I'm going to give this one to Coach Cool simply because I think he's got more tools. He's got a bigger toolbox.
He's got the mighty blow pile on.
He cannot sleep on this game. If he makes a mistake, if he does mispositions, Marcelo will be all over him and will punish him hard for it. And I think it's going to be a good game to watch. I think it's going to be a really interesting game to watch. But I think Coach Cool's going to just got the team in the end of the day too. There's too many loners.
Yes.
Now you are storming away on the leaderboard. And my problem is I haven't tipped for half the round, so I'm definitely not helping myself by not tipping.
I mean, you're at the stage where JJ Cash is almost catching up to you. Well, he's on equal points, and he spent half the time tipping the other division.
I know, right? It's Disco Dave, didn't you? Came in late and is up there as well. It's Wolfbark is on 10-point rule. Wolfbark had a 6-pointer there as well. So Wolfbark's proven he knows a bit about Blood Bowl. But I think he's just in almost a very ramp up esque fashion came in just a little bit too late.
Yes.
But you need to watch out for Muppetillo's moving up the table. He moved up above Lozra.
It's fine. He'll do what he does in game. He'll just bottle it at the end.
But I think Coach Cool is your big threat.
Yeah, but I've one Coach Cool that I'll just ban him.
He's just going to leap over you. Just in true Kislovite fashion.
I'll get the ban hammer out and just say bye bye.
Muppet wants this as well, right?
He does.
He does.
See if I win it, can you give me something that's like Spanish and I can just take lots of photos and send them to Muppetillo?
I'll get a mug
the golden
that says
taco.
I'll get a mug that says El Rebel.
Yes.
El Rebel.
El Rebel. He's gonna hate us so much.
I feel like we might be getting a little bit racist.
You brought in the dodgy accent, not me. This is just my normal accent.
The dodgy normal accent. No, but yeah, I think there's still a lot to play for in this div.
Next 2 weeks are the big ones.
Yeah, it's gonna be the next 2 weeks are gonna shake up because Lozra still hasn't played Muppet either. I think Muppet has me then Lozra back to back.
He does indeed.
Which
he finishes it off with London with Lerner.
Yeah, Gerber I think has the easier schedule, but I think he can't even. Yeah.
Gerber's got Lerner, then
he's got the Goblins still in hand as well. I think this is why Wolfbark has suggested Gerber is the shoe-in for the winners because he I think has the easiest schedule of the top.
I would say, though, that Gerber's last game is against Ezekiel's Candyman faction, and I can't wait for them to just wreck Gerber's team in the last week.
You thought you were going to make playoffs? Boom.
Boom, yeah.
Right. I think there's still a lot to play for, coaches, so I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm going to go away and spend the rest of the week. I'd love to pretend I was
no, you're not.
The rest of the week trying to strategize how to beat Muppet, but what I'm actually going to do is play a ton of Path of Exile. So
yeah.
We'll catch you on the flip side. So thank you once again, McNugget.
Thank you very much.
Have a good week. Stay classy, folks.